In these problems, we're trying to make a model, a visual representation of dividing a whole number by a fraction. So in this case, we've got 9 divided by 3 halves, and it's not really obvious what the answer is going to be. I know how to divide fractions. I would take the reciprocal of that and then multiply, so it would be 9 times 2/3. But even so, I don't really have an answer coming quickly to my head. Um, Visualizing it might be one way to help you get more used to that. So we're going to try to do that. The steps we're going to take are we're going to represent the whole number first, the thing that we're dividing. And then we're going to just literally divide that up by drawing lines into those fractional units. So if this is 1, then we've got 9 ones. So this represents 9, okay? Now, we want to divide this into chunks of 3 halves. The denominator is halves, so we have ones here. We need to have halves. So we're just going to split all of these in half. So just take a second. Imagine I'm doing this perfectly, and these are all exactly in half. Okay, now, so I've split everything into halves. This is still 9, right? But we want chunks of 3 halves. I'm going to switch colors here. Chunks of 3 halves. So 1 half, 2 half, 3 halves would be like that. So there's one of them. Let's do 3 more, and then 3 more, and then 3 more, and then 3 more, and then 3 more. Oh, it comes out evenly, so there's no remainder. And if you look at these blue-green squares I've drawn, that's how many chunks we have left after we've divided this 9 into groups of 3 halves. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chunks. So that's our answer. Our answer is 6. 9 divided by 3 halves equals 6. Now, in this problem, what we have to do is actually choose the right model. It's definitely going to be one of these longer ones because you're starting with 9 units, and it tells us the unit here. And then this one is wrong, the second one, because they've split it into halves and then they cut the whole thing in half, so your answer would only be 2. That's not right. Here, they're cutting them into chunks of 3 halves, and so there are 6 of those at the end. So this is the right one, so we check that as the right answer, and then we'd write our answer in here. 9 divided by 3 halves is 6. Now that may be a little uncomfortable because you haven't done anything like this before. So let's try one more. It's a little weird. This one might even be a little easier. So 3 divided by 1/4. Now let's actually think about this ahead of time before we make a model, because this one is simpler to me. When I divide something by a unit fraction, I know it's the same as multiplying that by the denominator, because you would take the 3 and you'd multiply it by the reciprocal and you'd get 12. So I already know the answer is going to be 12. I still need to make the model to figure this out, but I know the answer is going to be 12. So that'll help us make sure we're on the right track. Now, when we're taking 3 and dividing by 1/4, first we want to represent the 3. So I've got 3 boxes here. And then we want to split everything up into the denominators. So we'll divide these into fourths perfectly. Okay, so I've divided that all into fourths. And then our numerator is 1. So we're actually going to have chunks of 1/4. So this is a chunk, and this is a chunk, and this is a chunk, etc. And I'm not going to draw those. You're going to have 4 chunks in each of those 3 things. It's going to add up to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So our model here should start with 3, and it should divide it up into 4 chunks in each of the units, adding up to 12 chunks, and that's this one. So 3 divided by 1/4 is 12. And that is a little bit of work with how to model the division by fractions.